Hey guys, Megan with Layered Loot. I thought today we'd do a video on how to take an image and make it a keychain using MakerWorld MakerLab. So here's one of the keychains that I've made doing this. Just a pretty cute skeleton holding a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. So let's get to it. All right, so the very first thing that I do is I use Canva basically for everything. I think you can even use some of the free versions or the free things within Canva. So I opened up a page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop my keychain image. So today we're going to do a Winky Vampire keychain. You're going to want to make sure when you grab this image that it is a vector image, that it has no shading, and it's I do under 4 colors because I only have the AMS light, so I need it to be 4 colors or less. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to resize my image, and then I'm going to make it the entire page so that he's nice and big, and then I'm going to remove the background on this page. Easy enough. Now we're going to download this image, so you'll hit share, you'll hit download, and then we're going to do it with a transparent background still, but I just like to have the background removed initially just in case there's anything that feels a little wonky. So we are going to choose the current page. I do have a lot of pages in this particular folder, and then we're going to hit done and download. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up that PNG to SVG.com is what I use. And the reason that I use this is because it's going to make it an SVG, which is easier to upload into MakerLab, and you can do it up to that 4 colors or the 3 colors for your image. So let's take this downloaded PNG. We're going to drop the file here. Okay, so this is why I do this. Right now, this palette is showing 5 colors. And really, when I look at it, it could be 3. So we're going to go down to 3 colors. So we have the beige for his body and his little shirt, the red for his cape and bow tie, and then black for the rest of his. So then we're going to hit generate. And then this is going to give us our 3 color SVG. Looks great. We're going to hit download. And now we have that image to vector. Now we're going to jump into MakerWorld. I'm already in the MakerLab, but if you're not, let's say you're on your home page, you're going to go into MakerLab right here at the top, and that's going to take you here. They have a ton of other modeling tools that you can use, but for this one, we're going to use the image to keychain. So hit start. You're going to create from blank. And then we're going to just drop that SVG right in here. Do not keep the background because you don't want anything besides your keychain image here. And then we're going to hit confirm. This is going to process the image, and then it will let us know how many colors. You'll have an option to choose from, like 4, 8, 16. So for those that have more than 1 AMS, they can choose however many colors. But so confirm, everything looks good. So now we're just going to choose this 4 color, like I said, 4, 8, 12. We don't even want it to be 4 colors, but it will pull through 4 colors. So confirm. So because we don't want to use 4 colors, I'm going to figure out like where this 4 color is. Oh, and actually, that's annoying, but it's going to be this area around his collar. So I can see the highlighted space around his collar. Kind of tedious, kind of annoying. It's just the way that it pulled through. But we can turn 4 to 3, and then all of those will be black. It should anyways. Yeah. So now when I highlight over 4, none of the image is highlighting, and when I do 3, it's everything else. So the way that I did that, I just took 4 and I turned it in here, I turned it to 3 because I wanted this to be 3 colors. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to zoom a little bit out using my mouse wheel. If you click on your mouse wheel, you can move the sheet. I'm going to zoom out. This looks good. We're going to go over to plate and thickness. I want the back plate to be black, so we're going to choose 3. And then this is where you would do your attachment. So you can choose a hook, which I typically choose. I make it a little bigger. We're going to center it. This is how I normally create my keychains, but lots of people do a hole, which again, you would just make it bigger using these, and then you would drop it into the place where you want that hole to be. So right here, you can't tell that it's a hole, but it is a transparent hole. If we go down, you can't see it, there's a box down below where my camera is. You can click that and it will show you what that looks like on your printer plate. So we're gonna go back, and I'm going to choose, like I said, the hook, because I prefer the hook. Right now, your image is very thin. We only brought it in at 1 millimeter, and then your back thickness is also only 1 millimeter. So it's only a 2 millimeter piece right now. I like to do mine. This keychain that I showed you earlier is 4 millimeters. So it's pretty thin still, but I feel like it's not going to just like snap. So the way that I do that, I actually increase my image thickness to 3, and I leave my back thickness to 1. You're gonna also want to change your hook thickness. So click up here into your hook, and this is where you're going to type 4, right? So now that hook is the same thickness as your image and backing combined. And a way to check that, again, if you go down into that image on the right-hand corner that shows kind of the plate build, and you click into that, it's going to show your image again. If you hold and click your right mouse, you can then drop it down to see the thickness, and now you can see that your hook is the same thickness as your image. Perfect. Okay. That looks good. I'm happy with the way that this looks. I like the 4 millimeter. So then I'm going to, I was just going to hit download. But before I hit download, I'm going to change the name over here where it says Keychain Draft to the name of my design. So mine is going to be Winky Vampire. And now I will click download. MakerWorld has this. You can actually include a customizable file in 3MF because we use this powered by MakerWorld imaged keychain. I toggle that off. I don't want people to customize my keychains. I just want them to be as they are. And then we'll download 3MF here. Now that that is downloaded, we can click on it and it will open up Bambu Studio. And this is where we're gonna see. So right now it's pretty big. I do have a A1 mini, so I'm gonna put it on a mini, and now you can see that that takes up almost my whole plate. So that's going to be a very large keychain if we don't size it down. Keychains are usually between like 30 and 70 millimeters. And so I'm gonna click on my keychain, and then up top here, we can hit scale. And then I'm gonna hit size, and I think I'm gonna do 60, and then it should size automatically to, it should size it all the way around. Perfect. And then another trick that I do, because I like a really smooth front finish, I like to flip my piece over. So I will highlight it and then I will go up here to lay on face. And it's going, and then it'll highlight, you click it, and then it flips to the face. So now I can still see it if I, again, hold that left mouse click and rotate my view. I can see in here that it's going to print out. Great. And then we can slice the plate to see if we have any issues. I don't need to change any of my system features here because it's all pretty basic. 0.2 layer height. These keychains are pretty simple. And this one's going to print in about an hour, it looks like. And this is, you can now see, this is what it looks like when it prints. But it'll have that smooth plate finish because we're printing it upside down or face down. Okay, perfect. And I don't currently have a red in my machine. So let's change my filament really fast. Okay, so now my filament roll feels a little tight, so hopefully I won't have any issues. Okay, so now we're going to print plate. Let's say you wanted different colors, right? Like I wanted his cape to be purple. Within here, depending on what's already in your AMS, you can just choose that color without having to change anything else. So I'm gonna make sure that all my colors are matched up. Right now I can see that my beige wants to choose my gold and I don't want to print gold. So I like to just double check everything. So I'm gonna check my A2 is actually black, my A4 is that maroon red, and then I do not in fact want my gold PLA here, but I do want my beige, which is sitting in A3 and not registering in Bambu Studios. So I'm gonna click A3, just double check that that's the one that I want, and that is beige that I'm gonna use for his skin tone. I just really like the way that it looks versus white. Okay, and then we're going to send. It is going to pop up a warning because I don't have that AMS or that filament mapped, and it's pulling as nothing right now. And so I'll just hit confirm. And then that's it. So in about an hour, we'll have a new keychain that I can then upload to MakerWorld and that others can download for free. So let me know if this was helpful, subscribe for future videos, and in the comments, let me know if you've made this, or drop your drop your MakerWorld profile so that I can see what you've made. Thanks, guys.